Simon Ekpa, who was arrested on the 21st of November 2024 and also sent to a Finnish correctional facility, is currently going through a lot and experiencing one of the most hardest and toughest times of his life. In this video, we shall be exposing every single thing that has happened to Ekpa. You get to see how he has survived in a Finnish correctional facility, and also you get to see the limitations and restrictions placed by the Finnish authorities on the Ekpa family. First and first, we all know that Simon Ekpa currently is being held in a correctional facility, and this declaration was made by a high court in Paija, Hami district. And we also know that Ekpa will be in detention up until the May of next year to face his very first hearing. Yes, that is to say, this man will spend his Christmas, his New Year, his Valentine's Day, and also his Easter Day celebration while in the facility. So where is Simon Ekpa? Well, this man is currently being held in a prison known as Kylmäkoski. This said prison was built in 1993 for male prisoners only. The facility, which is known for accommodating people who have committed very serious offense. If you look at the highlighted parts of this publication, you'll find the kind of crimes the offenders might have committed. Moving on swiftly, this said prison currently houses about 113 prisoners, mostly convicts and remand inmates. In 2023, this Kylmäkoski prison was featured in a Netflix documentary, which was titled Inside the World's Toughest Prisons. Showing right now on your screen is an official documentation released by Netflix, where it states, Netflix followed Oli and Tony in Kylmäkoski prison. Then one of them died of bullets in the rest area. This simply means that while Netflix were shooting its documentary in that said prison, they interviewed two individuals, two inmates named Oli and Tony in that facility. They wanted to get first-hand info from these prisoners or inmates how the facility worked and their daily activities. After these guys exposed a lot of facts to Netflix, one of the inmates were shot after that particular briefing. So as you can see, this prison wasn't created for the weak. This is the same facility where Simon Ekpa is currently being locked up. But at some point, since we haven't heard anything from Simon Ekpa, since the Finnish authorities haven't released any publication regarding this man, since we had little or no knowledge about his whereabouts, newsmen in Nigeria had to reach out to the Finnish authorities to get clear confirmation if Simon Ekpa is still alive in prison. Well, take a look at this. The head of international communications of Yale and the president of Mika Ojamis, in response to inquiries from different correspondents, claimed and also confirmed that Simon Ekpa is still in the prison and he's still alive and he's doing very well. But then things got very, very interesting. Well, showing right now on your screen, another inmate known as Auntie told the reporter about the lizard wing, a section created for dangerous inmates, particularly offenders and informants. Yes, this revelation was made by an inmate where he told newsmen about a particular section of this Kylmäkoski prison that is termed as one of the most dangerous areas of this prison to visit or even get locked up in. This said inmates did not reveal anything about Simon Ekpa, so we don't know if this man is currently being locked up in the lizard section. But one thing we know for sure is that the Finnish authorities handpicked one of the most toughest facility, one of the most dangerous facility to detain Simon Ekpa in. Well, this came as a shocker because while in court, during their first hearing, Simon Ekpa stated for a fact that he was only a content creator, that he was never the leader of the IPOB or even a prime minister, that the court shouldn't take all of those things written on a social media platform seriously. There's only a content creator who gets paid from posting on his Twitter page. Moving on swiftly, when correspondents asked the head of international communication of Yale and the person of Mike Ojanis regarding the whereabouts of Simon Ekpa, he claimed that this man currently has blended in prison. That during his very first week, he faced a lot of challenges during his first week in the facility. But as we speak, this man Ekpa has blended in with other inmates in his cell. He has adapted with his new environment and is now working very closely with the Finnish authorities. He's being responsive in the investigation so far. But then, despite the fact that Simon Ekpa has been working closely with the Finnish authorities, something has happened to him and his family. But we'll come back to that in a second. But meanwhile, for those of us who are still in doubt, for those of us who are still doubting the fact that Simon Ekpa is being held in prison, we have a document to show you, a document that will give you more clarity and better understanding. Showing right now on your screen is a publication released by a news press in Finland in regards to Simon Ekpa's case. It states, a Finnish legal document obtained revealed that remand is not a punishment, but a coercive measure implemented during a criminal investigation and trial. The document added that the purpose of remand imprisonment is to secure the criminal investigation, court proceedings, and enforcement of sentence to prevent the remanded person from continuing criminal activities. And this statement was made in regards to the detention of Simon Ekpa because many individuals felt like it was unjust to hold him in a prison or in a correctional facilities because he hasn't been sentenced by the court. So this publication has given more clarity because they believe that if this man is left on bail, the authorities believe that he will continue with his act. He will continue to incite violence in the southeastern region of Nigeria using a social media platform as the means of contact. And that is why the authorities thought it wise that this man should be held in prison. He should be kept in a correctional facility until the trial and investigation has been concluded. And now let's look at the most important part of this video. What has happened to the Ekpa and family? Yes, the Finnish authorities have done something very, very strict to this family. Well, for better understanding and for more clarity, showing right now on your screen is this publication where it states Finnish authorities have frozen the assets of Simon Ekpa, the self-proclaimed Biafran agitator. Ekpa, who is facing allegations of terrorism-related activities, has been detained for several weeks. It also went a step further to disclose that, according to Yale, a Finnish media platform, Ekpa's assets and those of other suspects have now been frozen. The Finnish government also froze the assets of companies associated with Ekpa. The Finnish platform also reported that Ekpa is currently being held at Kylmäkoski prison. The prison was established in January of 1993. As you can see, the government has frozen the accounts and the assets of Simon Ekpa and family, and also the assets and accounts of any company associated with Ekpa. That is to say, any company that he has built in the past, any company is owned by his wife or family, any bank account owned by the family or by Simon Ekpa has been frozen. And this is a very, very tough one because at this point in time, we all know that this man needs funds. He needs all the resources that he can gather for the legal battle between himself and the Finnish authorities. As you can see, this man is currently going through a very, very tough and hard time. He was sent by the Finnish authorities to one of the toughest prisons in the country, and his bank account and assets has now been frozen. This will be a tough one for him and the family members. Interestingly, the moment the Finnish authorities froze the account of Simon Ekpa, the current governor of Anambra State in the person of Charles Soludo came out to send an indirect message to the government of Nigeria and to the government of Finland. Well, take a look at this publication showing right now on your screen where it states why releasing Nnamdi Kanu may not solve insecurity issues in the southeastern part of Nigeria. The statement was made by Charles Soludo. And if you read further, you'll find that this man, the Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has expressed doubts that releasing Nnamdi Kanu, the detained leader of IPOB, would resolve the growing insecurity in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And when you look at the highlighted parts of this publication, it states lucrative criminality. In this post, he expressed the fact that a lot of individuals have used this Biafran agitation to create insecurity, massive insecurity in the southeastern region of Nigeria. And even if Kanu is being released today, it will not even solve this insecurity in that region. Well, this is a clear message to the Finnish authorities and to the government of Nigeria. This man clearly is exposing the fact that insecurity now has been embedded into the cultural activities in the southeast. And this was created by the movement or the faction led by Simon Ekpa himself. And this feels like a clear message to the Finnish authorities, stating the fact that Simon Ekpa has created a lot of chaos in the southeastern part of Nigeria. He has given a lot of arms and ammunition to individuals in the state to perpetually carry out activities that has created insecurity at a wide-scale level in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And this is something the Finnish authorities must investigate and look into. Well, moving on swiftly, we've all heard of a lady called Kemi Badenoch. Yes, this lady has sent fears and shivers into the hearts and minds of many politicians in the country. This woman, in series of interviews, have constantly called out the corruption embedded in the Nigerian political system. Well, interestingly, in our previous video, we investigated this lady named Kemi Badenoch. In that video, you get to see interesting facts and details about this woman. You get to see her secrets and every other info within. Well, if you want to watch that video and get full clarity and better understanding, You have that video showing right now on your screen. Click on this video to watch it and understand. Click on this video and I'll see you on the other side.